Roblox is a very large platform, sustaining estimately 300 million active users monthly. But with this huge group of online users comes with its fair share of bad actors. And that's what this iceberg will go over, the villains of Roblox. Now, there are a few disclaimers for this iceberg, so let me start off by explaining. Firstly, this entire iceberg will contain at least 80 different individual entries. The reason why I'm not giving an exact number is because the amount of people included in the iceberg may be subject to change during the making of this documentary. That also brings me to the fact that this will be a 4-part documentary series, meaning there will be 4 entire videos that will be made regarding the Roblox villain iceberg, as well as a 5th video which will be the full version containing all 4 parts in one separate video. Now, just so you're aware, if you're an early viewer of this video or maybe perhaps watching the live premiere at this very moment, the preceding parts of this iceberg are still being worked on during this time, meaning it may take some time to get the second part released and so on. So if you end up enjoying this video, I suggest subscribing and turning on your notifications, as you will be notified when the next part is uploaded so you won't miss it. And on the other hand, if you are currently watching this sometime after this has been released, the other parts in the full version should be in the description or the end screen. That's if they're released yet. Anyways, something I want to mention is a couple of people want to be to cover other Roblox YouTubers who happen to be involved with a lot of drama, in which I will not name. And I just want to disclose the fact that I will not be covering drama-filled situations such as that. The reason for this is because it could potentially put my channel in danger, and it would just not be fun to cover in general. I, as a creator, do not want to get into all of that. I mean, sure, there will be some drama-involved entries within this iceberg, but the ones such as the one that I will not name, I will not go over for the reasons I specified. Anyways, the later parts of this documentary will contain topics of pedophilia, grooming, rape, and other topics similar that may be sensitive to some users. Those topics are mainly brought up specifically in the 3rd and 4th part of this iceberg, but it's worth mentioning as this iceberg will get into some very dark topics later on. But anyways, with all that out of the way, let's finally begin the Roblox villain iceberg.
But like, wow, you guys are still going, trying to find information.
Alright, I'll always be here. I'm always gonna be here. Alright, I'm always going to reign victorious. I'll always be here. You'll never be able to get rid of me.
Now, this being the complete tip of the iceberg, this first entry is the most tame entry, but from this point forward, the people we discuss will gradually become more vile as the documentary goes on. Lankybox is someone you most likely know, as their channel has around 37 million subscribers. The 2 people who run this channel are named Adam and Justin. They would begin making content together back in the March of 2017, and even their oldest videos have millions upon millions of views today. At their earliest point of making videos, they would make parodies of popular K-pop songs but with no budget. This is still to this day a very big series, and safe to say it's the most respected type of content Lankybox would produce. The fans absolutely loved this no-budget series. Over the years, their channel was skyrocketing, while their videos were averaging millions of views as well as a ton of support. The crazy thing is that they would start uploading multiple times a day, which is very impressive, something I could never see myself doing as a solo content creator. But eventually, Lankybox would begin to make Roblox gaming content, which seems completely fine on the surface. The reason they did this, I assume, was that the no-budget music content was dying out after all these videos they made on it after all this time. Well, even after the quite sudden content switch, their channel was still garnering millions of views per video regardless. But over time, something began to change. After thousands of videos made on the channel and millions of fans, what could have went wrong? Well, over time, Lankybox's videos became more quote cringe to the majority of people.
Today we are reacting to all Skibbity Toilet episodes 1 to 66. There have been tons of brand new Skibbity Toilet episodes that are totally crazy. And today we are watching them all with you. Oh no! We are going to see brand new characters like Dark Speaker Man, Supersonic Plunger Cameraman, and even Skibbity Toilets that beat Speaker Titan and Camera Titan.
I will say so myself that their content became more cringe-inducing, I agree. However, some people still enjoy this type of content, most likely the younger audience, which is the audience Lankybox pretty much targets. But the Lankybox channel's average views per video doesn't come close as to what they would average a couple of years ago. Lankybox became very hated for a couple of reasons, and not just because of the cringe or brain-rotting content, but also because they would happen to steal thumbnails as well. If you thought that Lankybox's content progressively becoming worse was a big issue, I would like to argue that basically copying other popular YouTubers' thumbnails for years now is slightly more petty. Now, before you jump to two people behind the camera, let me just explain something quickly. Lankybox makes a ton of videos and like multiple a day, meaning that they most likely have a team, meaning they probably have a thumbnail artist, meaning the thumbnail artist was probably the one copying these thumbnails. But the owners of Lankybox, aka Adam and Justin, are still at fault, even though yes, they maybe aren't the ones exactly stealing the thumbnails. However, they are not monitoring what goes on their channel enough and possibly not caring what other people are saying about the stolen thumbnails either.
I'm gonna take a bit more of an aggressive approach and say that I think he's going a little bit too easy on them. Here's the thing, it's true. Lankybox very well could have dozens of employees, but that is simply not an excuse. It's your channel, it's your responsibility to make sure that you're not completely screwing other people.
After all, they are the ones running and owning the channel, not their thumbnail artists or video editors. Plus, a good amount of these videos in which they would use stolen thumbnails tend to get more views than the original video from the original creator, which is unfortunate. But I wouldn't say this necessarily makes Adam and Justin horrible people, but it is still petty, especially if they aren't listening to what others are saying about it. It does kinda suck because Lankybox was a channel everyone enjoyed watching for years until recent times. Sliksid, or more known now as Yo Slik, is a Roblox YouTuber with over 659,000 subscribers, who would begin uploading back in June of 2021, with the first 3 videos being about making lovely arts and crafts. Wait, what? That doesn't seem right. And you're right, it isn't. It has been highly speculated that Sliksid bought this channel and used it to make Roblox content. Now, this person has been well known to scam his viewers, such as encouraging his audience full of young children to buy a shirt that costs 100 Robux that apparently gives you 1000 Robux back, which is obviously a scam. Sliksid has also ran these loop scam live streams that shows this guy giving out all this Robux and encourages you to type your username in the chat for a chance to get quote unquote free Robux. Unfortunately, a bunch of little kids have fell for both of these scams and could have possibly lost some Robux because of it. Sliksid's scams have placed him in some drama with this very large content creator known as Flamingo back in April of 2022, which would have his channel gain notoriety for the time being.
But nowadays, you have people running 24-hour a day, 7 days a week live streams, just non-stop, that like interact with the chat. These are all pre-recorded loops. I've talked about them before. They're getting more advanced. My favorite guy who does it is this guy Sliksid. He's been doing this for maybe 2 years now, and he hasn't been banned or anything.
But ever since that, nothing too big has happened with him to place his immoral character back into relevancy. Preston is a 23-year-old Roblox developer known for being the head of Big Games, which is one of Roblox's biggest groups, responsible for games like Build and Survive, Big Paintball, and the Pet Simulator series. If you haven't heard of Build and Survive or Big Paintball, then you have probably heard of one of the Pet Sim games, whether that be Pet Sim 1, 2, X, or the most recent release, Pet Sim 99. However, the 2 games that I'll be going more in depth about will be Pet Sim X and Pet Sim 99. Now, first off, let's talk more about the background of Preston. Preston began playing Roblox in September the 2nd of 2011 and began developing before he was even a teenager. Obviously, there have been numerous games of his he would make around that time that didn't really hit it big. But eventually, after a couple more projects, Preston would begin to see some numbers. Games such as Giant Survival would amass tens of millions of visits, but eventually he would make Pet Simulator that would win Roblox awards back in 2018, and this was only the start for Preston's exponential growth. As Preston progressed with the Pet Sim series, the quality of the games only became better over time, which resulted in games like Pet Simulator X becoming one of the most popular Roblox games from the years 2021 to 2023. But unlike the older games of Preston, Pet Sim X sparked a lot of controversy over time, mainly revolving around the fact that this game was highly pay to win, and usually when there would be a new update for the game, there would be a new egg that you could buy with Robux, giving you pretty slim chances of obtaining the rarest types of pets, that of which being huge and titanic pets. And not only that, but this game had a lot of exploits at one point that would literally take away your huges or titanics by just being seen by a hacker.
I'm so scared. I'm so scared. Wait, what happened? Wait, what happened? He left the server. The Gito left the server. Wait, what happened? I missed it. Did he take it? Wait, I was looking at the chat. Wait, did he get it? Oh no. Hi? Did he get it? Dude. Oh! No! He just took mine. He just took mine. He just took mine. He did it. He took it. He took it.
Yes, this was actually a thing at one point. You would literally lose your rarest pets for pretty much no reason at all, just by simply doing nothing. Now, going more in depth with the pay to win, there are at one point NFTs introduced to the game, and one specific pet costs tens of thousands of dollars just to obtain it, which is just insane. Thankfully, these NFTs stopped releasing back in February of 2023, but the fact that they happened in the first place is pretty insane considering the age range of Pet Simulator X, the majority of its player base being kids. Now, there are a couple of examples of pay to win in Pet Sim X, even including a tweet Preston made which contained a snarky comment towards free-to-play players. But I actually want to give a brief explanation of the most recent controversy in Preston's newest release game, Pet Sim 99. Being released in early February, while not being as pay to win however, well, never mind. Anyways, there was a situation back in early April of this year where exploiters of the game got rewarded the most rare pets in the entire game. Well, let me explain further. Basically, a couple of hackers found an exploit in the game, and when the hackers got in contact with the developers from big games, they were rewarded with pets so rare that no one can even obtain them in the game unless given by a developer of Pet Sim 99. Now, however, being rewarded for finding an exploit within a game or website is something known as white hat hacking, and it isn't too rare. White hat hacking is where you get paid to find vulnerabilities within a software, give information on how it's done to the developers so they can fix it, then the hacker gets paid money. However, in this specific situation, instead of the hackers being paid money, they were paid unobtainable pets within the game, making it pretty unfair for everyone else. They even were able to keep the pets that they got from abusing the exploit, and a ton, and I mean a ton of people were upset about this. One factor a lot of people are ignoring is that these 4 hackers were abusing the exploit, seemingly trying to get the most out of it, then contacting developers at big games about the problem. Then the hackers got rewarded as well as being able to keep the pets they abused the exploit for. It seems like it was all just a plan. Well, at least that's my assumption of it, don't take my word for it. But that's mainly what sparked the outrage, and also a person from big games giving a pretty unprofessional reply to someone's concern on the matter.
And then Pizza King here said, delete the rainbow shiny Titanics that you gave the exploiters who abused the glitch and got 20,000 huges for free that they still have. That will improve the game. And then he replied, boring topic next. That is the official big games response to this drama, to this situation. Boring topic next. I'm not an expert at PR, public relations, okay? I didn't go to school for this. I'm not trained for this. But when you have a situation that your community is in where they have a valid concern over a decision made in the game that affects all players, it's probably not a good idea to dismiss those concerns by saying, boring topic next. That's probably one of the worst things that this person could have replied with. What they could have said instead is something like, hey, we understand your concerns. This is what we did. Here is why we did it. Hopefully that makes sense. We'll try and do better going forward into the future.
Now, all of this, including the controversy of PetSimX, has resulted in a lot of hate for Preston himself. To make things worse, however, there was a controversy back in early September of 2023 where Preston would DMCA strike multiple smaller games. For what reason, you may ask? Well, for apparently stealing Preston's pet assets from PetSimX. Now, this just simply isn't true. The assets weren't even copied to begin with, and yet Preston is claiming they are, and struck down games because of that. I'm pretty sure the majority of the strike games got put back on the platform, but this doesn't take away the fact that this all still happened. It absolutely makes no sense at all, and even a worker for Big Games put up a Twitter post with a comparison, and these don't even look alike. It's almost like Preston struck down these games for simply using the pet idea in their game. I mean, it's quite hypocritical, as there were my favorite childhood games such as Mining Simulator that used pets way before PetSimX even existed. All of this shows Preston's character of greed as well as his corrupt actions. As this character began being shown to the public, this led the majority of people to begin hating Preston as well as Big Games. Corl, or literally referred to as Braden, was a pretty big Roblox content creator who in which had well over 1 million subscribers, mainly being known for at one point being a part of a Roblox YouTube group known as the Pals. The Pals was a pretty big Roblox YouTube group that was co-owned by YouTubers like Dennis Daily, Alex Crafted, Sketch, Sub, and Braden. And Braden himself has actually known Dennis Daily ever since he was just 12 years old, and Braden would create his YouTube channel that would be named Corl, and he would create this channel on March 12th of 2016. The Pals and Braden would start producing the same type of content, that of which being Roblox and Minecraft videos. As Braden's collaboration with the Pals continued, his name only became more known across the Roblox community. His reputation only grew as the Pals and Braden made more videos, and things seemed to be going pretty great for him. But eventually, controversy arose for Braden. You see, back in February of 2019, a fan of the Pals spent over $100 for their senior school jersey to have the Pals written on the back of it. Braden responded by saying this was quote unquote cringe. And this specific comment Braden would make to an innocent fan got a lot of big YouTubers really upset, a lot of people asking him to apologize, as well as a ton of backlash. But unfortunately for the fans, some other fans of Braden had decided to harass this fan to the point where she thought about suicide and was even put on a suicide watch from her counselor, according to her. Keep in mind, however, this isn't exactly Braden's fault, but to my knowledge, he had never apologized for the after effects from his rude comment. And all of this had resulted in Braden being removed from the Pals, and Braden gave his final 2 cents as well as a goodbye message, and within this goodbye message, he even references the rude comment he made to the fan, just for the cherry on top.
So I'm sure a lot of you have heard about what happened recently on Twitter regarding some statements that Corl made. We wanted to make this video to lay out the truth of the situation as clearly as we can. So with that being said, it's true. Going forwards, Corl will no longer be a part of the Pals.
And the Pals haven't uploaded a single video to YouTube in the last 4 years, since February of 2019, and as for Corl, aka Braden, his name became more relevant over time, and it's pretty safe to say he's probably never coming back to YouTube anytime soon. Truth Behind the Lies is someone who I've extensively talked about before, and is someone who I still sometimes think about to this very day. Truth Behind the Lies, or Kenneth, is a Roblox content creator who began uploading over 9 years ago. Although his channel today is very dead with little to no activity, he was pretty popular just a few years ago. More specifically, in 2020, he was known as one of the most respected Arsenal Roblox YouTubers at the time, while making videos with people such as Tanker, who in which would boost his channel even more. But back in November of 2021, the truth would be uncovered. How ironic. Anyways, he was called out for making controversial tweets which may be considered unnecessary for someone with a platform his size, that of which being over 100,000 subscribers, and he would also tell one of my friends who is a minor to go kill themselves in a Minecraft server. This person also being a Roblox content creator who I will not name for privacy reasons. Now obviously people say stuff like that to each other all the time, especially over video games, but this guy is literally an adult acting like a main child. The most disturbing part of this case is how this guy slowly became more deranged. Just take a look at these clips from a couple of his videos and live streams.
But that's not enough. That's not enough. You gotta make up lies. You gotta call me a false flagger. You gotta call me a dislike botter, dude. Like, huge W that I've been banned in their eyes, in their opinion, you know, because I'm such a terrible, toxic, evil, bad person. Well, guess what? Just because I'm not on Twitter doesn't mean that I'm going away. All right, I'll always be here. I'm always gonna be here. All right, I'm always going to reign victorious. Okay, I'm never going anywhere. You're not gonna get rid of me. Okay, so take your little W now that my account's gone. Laugh it up. Have your celebrations. I know I've seen literally hundreds of people celebrating on Twitter. I've been watching.
This guy is absolutely insane. It's crazy how he went from a well-respected and successful Arsenal YouTuber to a literal psychopath. Jeremy is an Australian Roblox and gaming YouTuber with over 1.3 million subscribers, but if you look at his channel today, you can see that his videos average just a few thousand views even though he has over 1 million subscribers. But his channel wasn't always this dead. Jeremy would begin making content back in August of 2011 and would start off by making Minecraft content. At the time, he wasn't getting that many views, but one thing I found pretty interesting was the fact that he would occasionally collab with people like Leafy's here and Cop, before they had eventually exploded in popularity, who were also Jeremy's old friends. But over the years, it had seemed like Minecraft content in general was dying as well as Jeremy's channel. Cop and Leafy's here went on their own separate paths and were also growing fast on YouTube as well. But Jeremy decided to start uploading Roblox content back in late 2017, which would place his channel back into relevancy, which would cause him to gain tens of thousands of subscribers. But eventually, Jeremy would do the best career choice possible at the time, and that was to start making Roblox dominate content as the game was doing really good at the time. But unfortunately for Jeremy, this is where things began to go downhill, specifically for his reputation. On June 18th of 2020, Adopt.me would expose Jeremy on a YouTube video for his bad behavior. According to this blog post that was shown in the video, it goes over how Jeremy was blocked on Twitter by Adopt.me and one of their workers because they found evidence of him buying in-game items for real life money, which goes against the TOS.
My name is Josh. I'm one of the 30 people who work on Adopt.me. This is my statement about the YouTuber Jeremy, who has made several videos attacking me. I didn't want to have to make this statement, but Jeremy posted another video attacking me and my inbox is filling with hateful messages yet again. Here is the truth. I blocked Jeremy on my personal Twitter account in February because we discovered evidence that Jeremy had been buying in-game items for real money, breaking Roblox rules and our own terms of service. Jeremy had inventories filled full of rare items he would do giveaways with to grow his channel.
Jeremy has also insulted the Adopt.me team as well as their work, which had sparked drama as well as privately talking trash about other big Adopt.me content creators. He would even go as far as to spewing hate towards someone on the Adopt.me team known as Tactful. A way he would do this was saying he was going to give everyone who tweets at him on Twitter some rare pet and Adopt.me.
If everyone could go and tweet Tactful on Twitter, at Tactful on Twitter, I would appreciate it. So please go to Twitter, tweet them. I want to give out people neon unicorns who tweet them just for helping. Please head on over to Twitter. I beg you, tweet at player.me and at Tactful, and please help me. Okay, please go tweet this at player.me, at Tactful, but some reason they keep targeting me.
Ever since this information came out about his true character, he began to lose fans, rightfully so. The guy is a scumbag after all. He even went as far as wanting to sue the Adopt.me team, which is just absolutely outrageous. He was also eventually banned on Roblox. Jeremy became someone who was so loved by the Adopt Me community to now one of the most hated and forgotten Roblox YouTubers. It is really devastating and sad to see, as Jeremy did have potential to hit it even bigger on YouTube, but sometimes certain people don't deserve to be famous and the truth will always come out eventually. It can take years to build up a reputation, but takes seconds to destroy. HulkBR was a Brazilian Roblox content creator with over 2.4 million subscribers who would make Roblox content for kids. Well, not really. You see, back in 2021, HulkBR would create Roblox content that looks like it's made for kids, but judging by these thumbnails, it doesn't really seem like it. Some of these thumbnails kinda give me like an Elsa Gate vibe in some sort of way. HulkBR would also completely steal content as well as making scam content according to Green Lego Cats. But regardless of all that I just mentioned, HulkBR was eventually put in the Roblox Star program. So you're telling me that the people who moderate who gets in the official Roblox Star program saw this guy, looked at his videos and said, yeah, this is completely fine to represent on Roblox. That is absolutely ridiculous. It's either the people putting these content creators in just simply don't look at their channel, or it's that these quote mods are that lazy enough to not see what is really going on. Excuse me if I was insulting anyone at the people who work for the STAR program, but if you're letting people like HulkBR and other people like Zonic represent Roblox content creators on Roblox, then maybe you do not deserve that title after all. Thankfully in November 2021 he was removed from the STAR program, but it wasn't even for his content, but rather for an activity. Yeah guys, let's let this guy who posts pretty much borderline porn to his channel represent Roblox content creators with a star badge beside their name so kids will search him up. I believe around a couple of months before he was removed from the STAR program, his channel was banned, resulting in him being banned for an activity. But believe it or not, this complete garbage scumbag decided to make another channel, which is for 1, ban evading, for 2, this guy will go on to attempt to sue another Brazilian YouTuber, known as Detetive YouTuber, who has over 960,000 subscribers. There was a lawsuit against this guy and pressed moral charges for 52,000 Brazilian real. That translated into USD is over $10,000, as well as an injunction asking this innocent YouTuber to remove his videos exposing the truth about HulkBR, with a chance of a fine of 300 Brazilian real per day, which equates to about 61 USD per day. This just shows how much of a garbage human HulkBR is, from creating videos containing thumbnails like this as well as stealing content, to attempting to sue someone who is completely innocent and had just to my knowledge exposed the truth behind HulkBR. Prodisty is a Roblox content creator with around 300,000 subscribers who would begin making content back in November of 2022. He appears to upload Roblox tutorials and apparently things like this, which are questionable at the very least. But if you watch some of his videos, you can see that he does in fact show his face. Now if you're a real YouTube veteran, then you may or may not recognize this guy's face. But judging by identical evidence, Prodisty is someone who used to be known more as Daniel Man, also known as the guy who used to make videos making fun of other people's deaths, similar to people like Prodisty, who you may have heard of, as he was a pretty big story a few years ago. But making jokes of other people's deaths is just the beginning of this guy's actions. This guy made a video a couple years back of him quote exposing someone for milking dead people, and throughout the duration of this video you can see Daniel holding this random kitchen knife while making psychotic statements.
Like that. As you can see, I accidentally just hit my laptop, but it's fine because it's okay. But if I actually thrown it really hard, I could actually break their skull and they will be like brrr, dramatic.
I understand that this guy's videos are most likely sarcasm, but this next thing I'm about to show you completely blows that out of the water and can now be considered degenerative. There was eventually a video of Daniel Man going out in public while protesting to legalize CP and just yelling a bunch of other wild things.
Child should be legalized. Child should be legalized. Legalize child. Legalize child. Legalize child. I love child. It's awesome. Legalize child. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter. Do you guys think Black Lives Matter? Yes. You guys think yeah, Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter. Because swastikas are awesome. Swastikas are the symbol of Black Lives Matter. Black power, Nick, Black power. Black power, nigga. Black power, nigga.
Don't say that, man.
Black power, nigga.
My man, you need to cut that out right now. Cut that out.
Black lives matter. Black lives matter.
Do not say that word.
Black lives matter. Black lives matter. Black lives matter. This is the symbol of Black lives matter. This is the symbol of Black lives matter. You need to stop being Jewish. Black lives matter. Black lives murder. Black lives murder.
Yeah, it gets to a point where it goes from a simple troll to straight degenerosity. Now, that is tier 1 of the Roblox villain Iceberg. And keep in mind, those 8 people I just went over are just the beginning. Thank you guys for watching if you have made it this far into the video. In the next part of this documentary, we'll go more into the depths of the villains on Roblox.